Hello everybody and welcome to a very special stream here on the Focus Home Interactive Twitch channel. My name is Ben, I'm joined today by Ugo.
Hello guys.
And we're going to show you the Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 Massive Fleets mode, surprise announced and released today. You can go play it right now, but don't, watch us instead. We're also going to talk about a load of other different stuff to do with BFG2. Ugo, you're not Roman. Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm Team Malos producer, so you know me well through my work, kind of. And I'm here today to speak to you about our last major update for BFG2, and mainly the Massive Fleet mod. That is the main addition of this mod, of this update.
We also patched today, and we also did the season roll today. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later, but there's a huge patch note list over on the Steam page. If you want to take a look at it, it's there. We did balance changes to like every fleet. There's a load of bug fixes. There's some co-op stuff. But we can talk about massive fleets first, and then we're going to do Q&A, and we'll do a load of other stuff after that. So let's jump in. Charles is also here. Hello, Charles.
Hey guys.
Hello, Sean.
How everybody can hear Charles. He's going to be our director, our game driver today. And yeah, let's jump in. So what is Massive Fleets?
Okay, so basically Massive Fleet is upgrading the base game mod with a way lot more fleet point deploy, so it's kind of 4 times.
Yeah, it was 1,200 before, right?
Yeah,
and now it's 4,000.
Yeah, so with that you can do incredibly big fleets. We could have put the limit lower or higher, so it's kind of arbitrary, but we wanted to be sure that every player could do kind of what he wanted to do with that. So you can now build any kind of fleet with some Titan too. That is the other addition.
There's kind of two things to know. One is this is a fun first mode, as we're putting it.
Yeah.
That means we're going to try and balance it. Like if there's something that is completely broken, then we'll try and find a way to fix it that doesn't affect the main game mode. Our main game mode though is the 1v1 1200 point. That's what our competitive seasons are based on. That's what our matchmaking is based on. So if you want to play like in a serious manner, you want to play the 1200 point mode. You want to play for fun, you want to have massive ships and blow stuff up, 4,000 points is there for you, and also any amount between. The other thing is, the game was not built to handle
Not
8,000 points up to, I think if you set the enemy fleets to hard, they have like 5,000 points, so it's like, it's up to around 120 ships on screen at once if everybody just takes the most number. The game wasn't built to handle that. It can run pretty okay if you have like a monster PC. If you're running at the minimum specs, you might need to limit yourself a little bit. We can't try and support the lower spec PCs with these number of ships. It just simply isn't possible. The engine can't handle it. But we still think it's super fun. You can still get around 30 FPS with like a decent PC, even with all those ships on screen. I've done it at work. But trying to hit 60, you might just need an absolute beast of a rig. Those two things out of the way, let's get in, let's show off some Titans, let's explain what those are, and let's build a fleet. Why not? Alright, so you access this just by going into battle as you would with anything else. And then when you go to build your fleet, we're going to build a Chaos fleet today because they have 2 Titans that we want to show off. And then when you are doing that, you can select a higher point total than you could before. And that's by going to create a massive fleet. It takes a little bit of time to load all of these humongous ships. And if it crashes, I'm going to be so sad. It didn't crash.
So this is a warning about the specs that are not any longer relevant. Okay, so here are the new rosters. So Chaos has 2 new Titans to play with, the Vengeful Spirit and the Blackstone. So I don't know if you know them well, but the Blackstone has a single pretty powerful cannon, and the Vengeful is the most powerful ship of the whole fleet of Chaos. So maybe put them both and try to fill the 4,000 points with cruiser or battleships.
And so basically the point here is these ships would be ludicrously overpowered to put into a competitive mode.
Yeah.
And they cost, so the Blackstone costs 1,000 on its own, which would be most of your fleet cap in 1,200.
Yeah.
Here, if you want, you can have 3 Blackstone fortresses. Not quite 4, but 3. And those, they will shred your enemies. So yeah, the max that we have now is 4,000. That means you can have a lot of like escort ships. You can have anything from around like probably 10 or so massive ships to something like 60.
Yeah.
I think I tried it with Orcs and I managed to get it up to 66 or 65, something like that.
So.
And that's pretty crazy. So that's what we have for Chaos. Today we're going to show off the Vengeful Spirit and the Blackstone Fortress, which previously you might have seen in the campaign mode. That's where we ported this stuff from. And we're hoping to keep this updated with new stuff as we go forward. You know, we'd like to add more ships and stuff like that, if people are interested and if people find stuff that they want to see.
But for these two ones, they were not playable in the campaign, just opponents.
They were always...
And the first time you can really play them.
Facing you now, yeah. Alright, let's go for it. And then we're going to go against the Tyranids.
Yeah. And try to put the Titan with it, so he may have an Ancient one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Right you can keep them with 4,000 points, should be fine. Yeah.
Alright, cool, let's jump in. So yeah, the Tyranids themselves, hopefully it'll spawn, but they have the Ancient one, which was available in the campaign. It was one of the playable ships. It was early on in the campaign, you got access to it, right?
Yeah. In the very first mission of the Tyranid campaign, you can play it.
So now you can crush all your foes with that, if that's what you want to do, if that's the place you want to live. And those of you that haven't played this mode yet, you will see the difference very, very soon.
Pretty soon.
Between the two.
Okay, so this is a Vengeful.
He's hanging out. Yeah, so there is just a lot more stuff on screen. And this is one of the smaller fleets you can build in the mode. As we were saying, you can have up to about 60 ships. Obviously, at that point, it's fairly ridiculous. But you can pretty easily build fleets of 30 to 40 quite easily that are quite diverse in exactly how they're put together. And yeah, I mean, the cool thing about this mode is controlling these massive Titan ships.
Yeah.
So what's our gunnage here? What do we got access to?
What do you have access to?
Yeah.
So mainly the new weapon and a way more strategic way of doing things. But the Vengeful Spirit, can you have a look on it maybe? Yeah. So it has very powerful torpedoes launcher, and it still very maybe opens all the weapon on the left side. Yeah. And it still is pretty strong with his ordnances, his aircraft. And still have a decent amount of DPS, as you can see, like 12 macro and everything. So this one, by itself, is pretty powerful. The Blackstone may be a bit less powerful because it needs support. In fact, the Vengeful can do a lot of.
It's kind of one incredibly long range gun, whereas the Vengeful Spirit can kind of get in there.
That's it.
And deal some damage. And yeah, in fact, if you look at the difference in the health totals, even though the Blackstone is like plus 300 points or plus 400 points over the Vengeful, it has way less health. Almost, like 2/3 or something. So, like we said, there is a little bit of balance in this mode. We're not trying to make something that isn't fun to play.
We will not be able to.
But we're not going to be able to balance it to the level that we can balance the 1v1 mode. And basically, in focusing on the 1v1 mode, which is what we want to do, the 1200 point mode, that just means that we can't then also try and balance for this mode because it's using the same pool of ships. So hopefully people enjoy it. Again, if there's something that's like totally busted, we'll take a look at it. But it isn't going to be our number one priority. The number one priority for this mode is making sure you have fun. And in a similar fashion, we've gone for the Cruiser Clash mode here. So we're just going to essentially ram ourselves into the Tyranid fleet and hope we come out victorious. Hope that Charles comes out victorious. Let's go for it, Charles. I believe in you. So why did we build this mode?
Why?
Yeah.
Okay, the main reason is that we could do it pretty easily, and it was mainly asked by people.
Yeah.
To be able, because the competitive thing at 1,200 is people are pretty okay with that. They don't want too much more ship to manage in competitive play, but just for fun, you could be able to do that, and that is why we do it.
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say it was easy to develop. Game development is never easy.
It's not that easy, but it was.
But it was something that we could do without developing loads of new assets and loads of new art and loads of new different stuff. And people were asking for it. People just wanted to use bigger ships. They wanted to use more points of ships, more fleets. Hey, we're a community-based game, PC only. We're going to listen to you guys. We're going to give you what you want. That is the intention at all times. There are enemies coming your way, Charles.
Yeah, maybe try to split a bit your fleet for the first engagement. And to scoot a bit with your aircraft. As you need scanning with chaos first. Maybe...
Enemy ship sighted! Show us our victims!
I think they do have the ancient one. I think it's there in the back.
Let's have a look. Sharp is made.
There he is.
Nice. Okay.
He's big. He's big, everyone. He's big and tentacly.
And can you check his weapons to the Titan Ancient one? Yeah, so this one has not too much powerful weapons. It has basically just aircraft, but it is a very powerful skill, like the Ancient Psychic Scream. You can change the whole game in just an instant. So we'll see how it's playing. Let's see, it will come
And this is the thing with the Titans is, you know, we could have made a bunch of ships that were almost undefeatable. But again, that would be too much fun. And while balance is not, you know, the key part of it, fun is the key part of it. So it's about making sure these things are still entertaining to play with and entertaining to play with and against. So they have weaknesses, like for example the Blackstone's quite weak. If you just kind of dive in on it and you try and get it, you're probably going to be able to get it out of there.
Yeah.
If your opponent hasn't played properly. The Ancient One isn't a total gun fortress. It has all these special abilities that you're trying to use and that you're always trying to, you know, have the most effect with. And you need to play intelligently to do that.
We stand ready!
This is ultimate kind of.
Enemy ship sighted!
Things were going okay here, Charles. But now they have a lot of ships, I've noticed. And you have not a lot of...
Warfleet here? Yeah. Pretty just massive turret ships mainly.
So the other cool thing about this mode is, so we have all these micromanaging tools within the game to make it easier to control all your fleet at once. With the previous fleets, that meant you could kind of do everything perfectly all the time. With this, just to control the fleet, you kind of need all those tools. I found, at least for me.
You don't really need, in fact, and you don't have time to do every action possible.
Yeah, it's actually got a massive skill cap in trying to do everything possible, even on the slowest modes. Even when you're just trying to do everything perfectly, it can be a real challenge. They have boarded that ship. That ship is in a bad way.
No, we must escape.
You've split up your forces, Charles. It's going wrong.
Yeah, you split maybe a bit too much, but where is the Vengeful? Please, maybe
This was
try to play the Vengeful to. Yeah, this one.
this was your idea, Ugo. This is you're
We'll follow your command.
you're going to be to blame here.
Now,
That's all I'm saying.
I mean. Okay, maybe some ordinances on the ancient one. Just send everything you can on it.
Doomfire's unleashed.
Now the other thing is that this does use all the same rules, all the same flagship rules and stuff like that. The different abilities and skills that you can use, those are all applied to the Titans and applied to the bigger fleets. So everything that you're used to using, everything that you've used in BFG2 already, where it comes to skills and admiral upgrades and stuff like that, you can now just apply it across a larger group of ships and also these Titans themselves. So yeah, you can have the Vengeful Spirit doing a micro warp jump, and that's pretty satisfying, if I do say so myself. That guy is going to die. Get out of here, Tyranid.
Try some torpedoes with Vengeful. And they're coming right away.
Well, maybe we're okay here. By the power of having two Titans, we're going to be okay. That's my plan.
Should be fine. It should be fine.
That is a lot of torpedoes. Good lord. Fire!
Escort craft lost.
Nice. That guy got absolutely shredded. Holy crap.
Doomfire's unleashed.
So yeah, hopefully as everyone can see, this mode it's a ton of fun. It really is. Absolute chaos would be my my definition for it. I was trying to record footage of it, and I would just leave it to play. I would just like point all my ships at the enemy, give them all commands, and then just let it play and see what happened.
Yeah, you can use it just simulation.
It's honestly just like a fun screensaver. Even if you just don't even want to touch it, you're just doing your homework. You're just doing a bit of cleaning, You just run it in the background, and I promise you, you'll have a good time. You've outsmarted them all.
We stand ready.
I can't believe it. I thought he was doomed.
Like one?
You can't lose the Vengeful Spirit. Abaddon's
No,
on there.
you should put it in code 1 charts because it's boarding a lot currently. So if you put yeah, just code 1s on it.
Moving to those
Don't just
coordinates.
save it. Yeah.
Nice.
And you should maybe try to focus the ancient one, but I guess you got it.
We are unstoppable. Show us our victims.
Okay, so we saw three Titan on 6 with this game. And we're gonna switch to the Imperial one.
Yeah, so what other stuff we got in here? We got Imperial Titans as well. There's an Orc Titan. I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Orc Space Hulk, which is again from the campaign.
Orc and the Phalanx and the Macrag.
And the Macrag's Honor and the Phalanx, they can be deployed in either Space Marine fleet, an Imperial fleet, or an AdMech fleet. Is that correct?
They can be deployed in this fleet, even if they are Space Marine.
You can do what you like. They're mutinying aboard the Vengeful Spirit. This is it's all gone wrong.
Attack successful, master.
Listen, I was promised planet-destroying power from this Blackstone, and frankly, it's
Maybe we're gonna. Okay, you should bring back everybody towards them. Then use your torpedo, boarding, and maybe a prop.
Your orders.
it's going to be a chaotic one.
Powers.
Oh, that is the Vengeful Spirit gone. He is away. Poor thing. Now the cool thing about this is that because these are using the models from the campaign, is every time you kill a Blackstone, it has the biggest death animation you've ever seen in your life. It is the coolest thing, and I think we're going to see it. Well done, Charles. Congratulations. That's what we wanted to see. So.
That was plain.
All right. If anyone has any questions, do hit us. I think we covered everything. We covered everything about massive fleets that we wanted to talk about.
Like, yeah, we can.
More points, Titans. We're going to show more. We're going to have more playing in the background through the whole stream. So
Warp strike successful, master.
this has honestly turned to absolute chaos.
Reporting. Our strike team slaughtered them.
Are you familiar with Pyrrhic victories, Charles?
Set engines to full ahead. Boarding attack successful, master. It's a trap.
Oh,
Just stay in the
Disengaging.
Blackstone.
so you do get to watch this explode, so that's pretty nice.
So, the terrain got you.
Away it goes.
Nice.
Engines locked. We are unstoppable.
Vengeful Spirit kept getting rammed.
It's a
Poor guy.
trap. Disengaging.
I'm sorry for your loss, Charles.
It's still a nice game.
Nice. So yeah, that is Massive Fleets mode. Also in this patch was a huge. This changelog is like
Yeah.
so long. Is there anything you want to talk about that we also added in this patch, Hugo?
Maybe apart for the massive fleet, that maybe we will do another game, but
Yeah, it'll run in the background.
But we work a lot about the seasonal reward that maybe some of you should get at this moment, as we started the season 2 right away, maybe 30 minutes ago. So currently for each season you will get some portrait and frame or achievement based on your ranking. So it should put some incentive to people for doing more ranked game.
Yeah, we started the second season about half an hour ago, something like that.
Yeah.
So you should now have your season 1 rewards.
That's it.
Let us know if you don't. We believe all of those rolled out. Congratulations to Solaire for winning season 1. We can't wait to see who wins season 2. And yeah, there's a bunch of cool rewards for doing that. And we're planning to run those for the foreseeable future. We don't intend on stopping the rank play. It's easy to run. And we want to give people rewards for playing the game and having fun. So yeah, please enjoy. And so we've begun season 2. Are there any major changes for season 2 other than balance stuff?
We
or are
can-
we pretty much
We
running
can
the same
finish
way?
about just after another game with balancing change and maybe some bug fix or a new addition. We did some smaller thing in co-op or campaign, but it's not the main focus of this page.
Yeah, I would say the patch was mainly massive fleets
Yeah.
and also the balance patch, right?
That's it.
Yeah. Alright, what are we getting this time? McCragg's Honor. Nice. A few battle barges?
Do we take the phalanx after or?
Yeah, we'll do one with the phalanx after this one. I like the idea. Keep them separate. Yeah, so is there anything that you want to highlight that we did in the balance changes?
As you can see, maybe the last season, Soler has just won the first season.
Yeah.
And we got pretty strong orcs and two in the last season, so we hope it will not be the case in the next one.
Yeah.
We did a lot of changing by maybe nerfing some of them and adding a lot of new options for almost every faction. Just the Drukari and some Aldari has not been touched too much. But we think we are doing this change with the player. In fact, we have a lot of players that are telling us what we should do, kind of, and we're basically just listening to them.
Yeah, so there's a Discord for the game where we're pretty regularly discussing the game in there. We've also have the forums. We really hey, send us your feedback. Let us know what you think. We don't want to make this game in isolation.
Nope.
To put it simply, we want you to help us out. Let us know what you think. Give us the, I've had a lot of success with this. Oh, I really like this weird build. And that can affect not only how we balance stuff, but also adding stuff. If we're like, hey, that's a really cool idea, what it would really use is this new idea, this new mechanic that we could add in. And like you were saying, we've kind of added stuff to different factions here, as well as even when we're, like you were saying, Tau maybe needed to be brought down a bit. You are still trying to change some of their stuff so that they can have new strategies to replace old ones that were maybe boring or less.
So there is not just a single massive change. I could not say just one, but just check the change list. We change almost every possible cost of every chip. We kind of buff the DPS of Imperium because they're a bit low, and we gave a lot more of tactical option to Necrons or a bit of Orcs. So we hope it will be better for the second on a balancing point of view. Our core player, I think it should be fine. We will maybe still balance a bit the game in the coming months, but with no specific date or anything so far. So we hope with this patch the season 2 will be fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so if you enjoy season 2, let us know. No doubt there will be some tweaks that are required. There always are, particularly after changes of this magnitude. So there will be another patch. We're trying to patch roughly monthly.
It should maybe slow down a bit.
We would hope that we don't have to do it monthly, like balance patches and stuff. And that means that we can continue to kind of make larger features for the future. We also added, over the last couple of months, we added some new ships. There were some new Necron ships that were added last month? Month and a half ago, something like that?
End of March,
yeah. And we want to continue to do that sort of thing as well. It's just cool when we can. We want to find holes in different rosters. Again, places where maybe a strategy could use something new to back it up and to make something interesting. And so, hey, let's kick into this one. Who do we want to go against?
Was to the player or just?
Who do you want? Who do you want to see? Vote in the chat. Orcs have a Titan. Tyranids have a Titan. All 3 Imperium factions have a Titan. And Chaos have 2 Titans.
We might try against Orcs.
What do you think of Orcs, everyone? Come on, Lag, you can do it. Orcs. Dev's gonna try some multiplayer. No. Absolutely not. Orcs.
Okay.
Alright, that's 3 votes for Orcs. We're going Orcs. I like it. Hit launch. Let's do it. Okay, so while this plays out, if you've got any questions, hit us with them in the chat. We're going to do a little Q&A, and then we're going to talk about some of the stuff that we have coming up. There isn't a ton we can say. We're not making any huge announcements today. We've got a little bit of spice for you. Just a little bit. And I'll see if there's been any questions while I wasn't paying attention. Do all factions have a Titan ship? No. So it is the 3 Imperial factions, Orcs, Tyranids, and Chaos. Currently, we'd love to add more. Making the Titan ships themselves can take quite a lot of time because they are massive models. That's why currently we're using ones that we had in campaign. There is plans for one more to be added. Won't tell you who it's for or what it is. Maybe you can guess. But hey, if you've got a cool idea, if you know of like one that really fits with the lore or that you think would be super cool, or maybe it would be easy for us to make for whatever reason, let us know. We would really like there to be one Titan per faction, right? Like that would be cool. That would be something we would like to do. So hey, yeah, let us know.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's start maybe.
More rapping. What do you think of the characteristics of the Nova cannon, says Yard Batman? Now they are useless in multiplayer because of the small attack ranges. Any thoughts?
Stealth approach.
Are they useless now?
Do you not agree with his statement?
I'm not really sure they're useless, but I would like to change them maybe. I guess we
Yeah,
change
what do you think?
Yeah, a bit of change about Nova Cannon on some ad make. I think we on this patch.
There were some bug fixes to it. Yeah, there were some bug fixes and some small changes, but there weren't any massive balance changes to it, unless...
I think we change an upgrade for ad make for having more loads or something like that. So it's still should be viable.
Give it a shot. Try on the new patch, let us know.
Yeah.
Course.
How would we be able to make suggestions for future Titans? I'm very good at talking. Forums, Discord, Twitter DMs, smoke signals, letters to the HQ, just mug me in the street, I don't know, whatever works. I'm happy either way. Yeah, just let us know via, mention them in chat right now. Tell us what you want.
Show us the
Planet Killer? Sounds like a good idea. Don't know. Why is there still no Hellfire class heavy cruiser? What is a Hellfire class heavy cruiser? I assume that must be from the BFG.
Okay.
I'm guessing based on this emoji that this is a meme of some sort.
It could be coming.
It could be coming? Okay.
Could be coming at some point.
There you go. Okay, Divenom's going to come mug me. That sounds good. Alright, I'm excited for that.
I am listening.
I did see another question earlier, one second.
I think we need some of them.
Hold course.
I didn't see them.
Okay, maybe let's focus on the fight. And you should try to engage with a lot of torpedoes, Chow, maybe, to see the kind of scale of... Oh, and there is the space lock.
That is very big.
Yeah.
Show us the enemy. All servitors and tech marines
Okay.
begin repairs.
So my credit is pretty damaged already.
We stand ready.
They have found their target. I'll give them that.
Full speed.
World engine for the Necrons, that would be good. I think they're quite large though, world engines, aren't they? Aren't they like planet sized?
Yeah, we speak about it and it's pretty hard. We could not put it on game map, in fact, if we'd like to respect some kind of scale. But yeah, the Titan for the Necron is a tricky
Moving
question.
to position.
They've always struck me as having
To engines.
some like medium-sized ships. Like all of their ships are medium-sized. They don't have anything that's humongous.
No.
They don't have anything that's tiny. They're all just in the middle ground. But we can find something. We can find something.
Show us the enemy.
Any plans to add a more generic grand campaign that we can play with any faction? So I assume this is like kind of a Total War style thing, where you would just conquer the galaxy slowly. It would be expensive to create.
No, it's not only expensive, it's just that the game is really not built on this. To do that, in fact, we will need to do upgrades, point of interest, balancing and for every faction. And we saw this suggestion a lot. And
why can't I just
create an open world with an open map and you play any faction? But it's not that easy to do in fact.
Yeah.
And it's currently not playing at all.
So the thing is that what we're doing instead, because look, we could do that. It's something that physically could happen. But what we're doing instead is we're building another grand campaign with all the story stuff that was in the ones that we've already made, with its own kind of mechanics and its own faction as a focus. We're not talking about it too much right now, but as you folks know, those of you who pay the ultimate amount of attention, and if I just bring up this image here, sorry, they can't see you playing now, Charles, so if you do any sick moves, they're not going to know. We've done the 3 things that we promised, but we have one left, just over that way, with the new Grand Campaign. We still can't tell you too much about it. It's going to be really cool. We're really excited to get it in your hands. It's coming out this year.
Yeah. What I can say about it is that we're working on it.
You are working on it.
Yeah.
Who goes day to day?
Yeah, I'm working on it every day, and it will be not only a new Grand campaign. What we'd like to do with this new version, with this new big patch, in fact, it's to improve a lot of things in the campaign. Every campaign existing, we still get a lot of flow in the campaign. We got some suggestion about it.
Just as much, we've had just as much campaign feedback as we've had multiplayer feedback.
And we really want to keep going, improve the existing campaign with a lot of things. I cannot say too much currently, but with the next thing, it will not be only a new Grand campaign. I think it will be worth it to play again the existing one.
Or if you played one of the existing ones, then you're like, well, I'll wait for the new one. Maybe the existing ones will still be interesting to you.
Yeah.
We stand ready.
Those guys really go up. I think so. The PC we're playing on is not the highest end PC we have in the office, and you may have noticed some amount of lag. That's what we're talking about. That's what this mode's all about. Explosions and a slight amount of lag. I'm going to read this very long question. Hang on. Oh right, yes. Cloney99's asking about the idea of an achievement.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, where you like beat a member of the development team and then you have the infection. Yeah, we had it in the first game, right? Or something similar.
I don't remember.
Maybe not. I have heard about it in something. That is actually a cool idea, though. We could maybe. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Where shall we strike?
I can lower the volume of the fight. There we go. You're killing too many ships. Which faction will be in the new campaign? Can't tell you. Do these suggestions need to be in the lore, or can we make it up? Sort of a bit of both. It needs to be within like reasonable expectation, and we will need to get it approved by Games Workshop, of course. All our work goes through them. But it doesn't have to be something that definitely already existed. For example, most of the Drukhari ships we designed, right?
Yeah.
Because there was only like 2 of them in Battlefleet Gothic, the board game.
We created from scratch. We created a bit of Necrons 1, 2.
Some Tyranid stuff as well, I think. Yeah. So we can make stuff up. It just needs to be stuff that would fit within the world. And hey, if you have an idea, tell us anyway. Like it's our jobs to work all that stuff out. We're not expecting everyone to understand all the intricacies of designing something for the 41st millennium. Yes, V-Day, exactly. Within the expectations of the lore, but not here is exactly where it showed up in previous times. This hasn't gone too well, has it, Charles?
Yeah, you lost both of them. It's not too bad. Anyway.
Get him, Charles. All you got, like, the thing is about this mode as well, there's so many moral victories that you can get. Because all you want to do is blow up that Titan. That's all you actually want to do. You don't care about winning the battle. You just want to blow up that big ship.
Yeah, there is not too much impact if you win or lose, as it's kind of a custom game. So yeah.
Yeah, this is another reason why it is not a mode designed for. You got a shield back, Charles. Oh no, you can take him down. I believe in your moral victory. Honestly, that does sound pretty rad. It does sound pretty rad. 2v2 ranked. Are we planning to reintroduce it?
Yeah, I saw this question.
This is a truth stream. This is a truth stream, Hugo.
Yeah,
rip the band-aid off.
And I think we have to say it, but the 2v2 ranking thing will not be something that we're gonna do.
Just not possible balance-wise?
Kind of first, because we saw it at first in the few months maybe of the game, maybe in February, as the 2v2 was ranked 2, and people were in higher rank, and it was just their friend or their allies that was doing everything. And having two leaderboards, different leaderboard for that, can be pretty long to do so. So it will still be in matchmaking, but it will be not ranked. We don't think we will rank it in the coming months.
So there you go. We hate to give bad news, but sometimes we need to. If you disagree and you think the 2v2 ranked is super important, it isn't that it's impossible. It's just that it is a lot. Again, it's a lot of work to get it to a state where we want it to be, where it's worthwhile and it's useful for people. So let us know what you think. We'll look at it. Will Galactic Conquest mode be a thing? I answered that question. The answer's no, because we're making. I almost said who it was for. I almost said it. I was like, we're making another grand campaign. Blackstone Fortress's firepower is too weak. In lore, it should rip apart a whole fleet by itself. There is that, isn't there?
Yeah, it's not quite the same, because it will not be fun even if the campaign to have a Blackstone that's one shot everything. The Planet Killer do it, but the Blackstone still have a DPS, and maybe it's not that. It could be higher, I guess.
So, like we said, when we were saying this is a fun first mode, that doesn't mean we can't make changes to it.
Yeah.
We can alter the numbers on these ships as easily as we can alter anything else. So we'll probably, next patch, whenever that happens to be, there will be changes, I would expect, to these ships. So if there's stuff in that's specific to Titan mode and to Massive Fleets mode that you want to see changed, let us know about that too, and we can hopefully quite easily do an upgrade on those.
Yeah, that's pretty easy to do.
Someone dug out their Battlefleet Gothic book and found that we looked at the Drakari section, and there was only 2 of them. That was not quite enough to build a whole faction out of. So
2v2 massive is possible with this build. I see this question.
Mm-hmm.
You can do 2v2 with your friend on this build.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to wait anymore, but everything is available on skirmish mode with Massive Fleet against AI or with a friend.
You died gloriously, Charles, which is always what's important. Alright, cool. That's everything we wanted to show today. If there are any more questions, do hit us up. We'll be bringing you more... Oh. There is more. There is more questions. They immediately started as soon as I started recording. How do you find a book within the runtime of the stream? Hey, look, that book is good. Maybe he's got a PDF. This Massive Fleet mode is an original part of the game, or it's just a community mode. It's we made it. If that's the question, we made it. We altered all the numbers ourselves.
Yeah,
it is not a mod. It's also free. We should probably point out. You can literally go play it right now. It's just a patch. You don't have to pay for it in any way. Play multiplayer? No. We don't want to lose. That's the real reason. What do Blackstone Fortress and Vengeful Spirit Death Guard look like? Can we show them? Can we use the ship viewer to show them? I think we can, right?
Yeah, you can. To sit a death guard? I don't think so. I don't.
We'll show you. What do you think of in-depth modding? Sounds cool. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds cool. We are not against this.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, we don't try. We will not try to stop you to do that, but we are not also allowing to push to do it too. So it's
creating the tools that will be required to support it natively in a way that could be on the Steam store and stuff. Again, is just a large amount of work and a lot of time that we would rather invest in making new grand campaigns, patching the game, making new modes like Massive Fleets, etc., etc. Oh, there was something about historical battle maps. That would be cool. Oh, here it is. Lore-accurate battle maps. There were some famous space wars that were either partly or completely fought in the atmosphere of a planet, or some sort of space fort, and maps with a giant unique objective in the middle would maybe be fun to create and always get players interested. That would be cool. And that is something that we can, now that we've got a nice diverse set of ships and different modes that we can do for fleets. Maybe maps are somewhere we can improve it, but the problem with dedicating a lot of time and effort to making new maps is it isn't as interesting.
In fact, we do new map for scripted mission, and we have kind of I don't remember, maybe 250 different maps.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do some with specific settings
Yeah.
to recreate kind of in the massive.
Because we have debug tools where you can kind of load the background and stuff from
yeah.
those maps, and you can load different stuff. It crashes. Is the reason that you don't have access to it. It isn't fun to use, but it is, it's possible.
No, we will not add Massive Fleet in single player campaign.
Oh yeah, so we talked about the possibility of this the other day. Actually, I was speaking to some people, and the problem with having massive fleets in single player is all of the balance and all the performance completely goes out the window, because there's already like a lot of different scripted stuff in there. There's lots of different like different sizes of fleets and that sort of thing that you wouldn't be used to in skirmish mode, and so it can be really kind of it's just horrible for the way that your machine might run, and for the actual gameplay of it. Xbox One. Have you tried this with a pad? Was it any fun?
I don't get too much this question. BFG 2 is not playable on console.
It's not.
Do
it would not work. We apologise.
Yeah.
Do you have any paid content discussions after the grand campaign, etc.? We will see how things go from here. We would love to continue to make content for this game. I think that is the truth.
That would be great.
We just need to see what the interest in the game is. How are we doing in sales by that point? What are Tinderlow's up to in terms of game development? And yeah, is there a good reason to continue to support it, as well as interest from the community? So we'll see. Does the Ancient One's tongue have a special ability? I think it has a latching move, right?
Like every other one else, I think. What's the question exactly?
The Ancient One's tongue. Does it have some special ability, or is it just like that it's there?
Oh, it's just a model.
Oh, it's just a model? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you played it with a flight stick? That isn't a bad idea. Can we do that? Listen, right, put the grand campaign out the window, right? Never mind that.
I guess you could do it. Even
you could
though if you want to.
Yeah, you could, and then you could like bind the mount. Do it yourselves. Another idea would be to create other game modes for PvP. Well, so this is... I see what you mean. Okay, I thought you meant, for example, a Protect the Planet type of play, where one player has more troops, but the other has AI-controlled air defense from the planet. So, as you were saying with the idea of building in the scripted missions into Skirmish, that's the kind of thing where you probably could do that kind of thing, because you could use some of the defense missions and such that are in the campaign to do that. The reason that we don't have like a load of different modes is that we had that in BFG 1, and it wasn't too popular, right?
In fact, they were in campaign, I guess, maybe not that much in multiplayer. I cannot speak for everybody. And the main point is that we don't got them anymore in BFG 2. Where I may spoil is about the campaign. We will work on that, in fact, in the coming months, having some secondary objective, going up the layer of domination of Cruiser Clash to add a lot of diversity of every campaign fight. But it's not planned currently to have this in competitive ranked 1v1. We can think about it. To be totally transparent, we're gonna be focused a bit more on the campaign improvement and new campaign in the coming months, and a bit less on the multiplayer aspect. We did a lot in the last patches about balancing change, new game mode, new vessel, and we'd like to focus a bit more on the campaign now in the coming months.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I think that's everything. Thanks for joining us, Ugo.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Charles.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us, Twitch chat. We hope you did well. Please let us know anything that you want or need or love about the game. Forums, Discord, Smoke Signal, again, mug me. I live in Paris, it'll probably be terrible. And we'll see you next time. I'm going to play you out with the trailer. Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks, you guys.